I am from the land of freedom, the land of the setting sun.
Still in conversation, my name is Chude Jideonwo. I have Keside Anosike, a writer, in the house. So they know I'm not mad, because maybe they're just meeting you for the first time. Be like, so what are they even talking about? So I asked my producer to please give me his phone so that I could read one of the things that Keside wrote. It's the first time I go to church in months. I drive my father like old times, where we exchange gossip. Earlier, he had frowned when I told him, no, I didn't go to church while I was away. Inside is a splendor of marble and crystal chandeliers suspended from high ceilings. There are the rich women in embellished lace and bright-colored gillies that are defined with sword-like edges, ignoring their loneliness to the warm comfort of gold jewelry. Next to them are the grey-haired men who are filling up their retirement days with golf sessions and Bible study guides. Unruly teenagers who have been told that religion is where you bury faith have a face of gel as they text on their smartphones. Kids, you must have faith in other things, things like love, forgiveness, and the kindness of strangers. There also is the chorister and the fabric of his shirt that is now muddled up with his chest, so that fabric and flesh are now worn in an unabashed, unrelenting sweat. Here is everyone, bright and peppery in their individual colognes and their own personal unhappiness, suffused by it all, rendered beautiful and stranger than the next. Here is all of us as humans, still as humans, with our selfish hearts and boring thoughts, our fractious flaws, and our suffocating sense of doom and exceptionalism, hoping that one day we may be right about something, someone that knew beyond our names, beyond the mechanism of these flesh and bones, but now occupy a $5 million building to sing and dance. I start to feel sleepy. I bring out a pen and write this all on a bulletin. How do your thoughts come together? How do you tell this story, for instance?
Like that day, I remember I've been away for like 7 months.
Yes.
And I just come back and I was going to church. My dad is an usher in church. So we were driving and he was just, my dad has this thing where he says Bible believing churches. It wouldn't be a church.
It's some kind of Bible.
Yeah, so they're believing it, but he keeps saying that, oh, you didn't go to a Bible believing church and all that thing. So we got to church and we were in church and I don't know, I just started feeling sleepy. It was just, I don't know, there was a repetition to most sermons that I'm just thinking, okay, I know this, I've known this since I was 9. I've known that, God has a purpose for everyone. And, it just give me something else, just give me something else. So I was in church and I was sitting down and I started feeling sleepy. But because towards the front, sitting in front, and my dad is an usher. And every church has started doing this thing where they have like live streaming and, so if
the camera might focus on you.
You do like this, somebody in like Turkey or whatever is watching you do like this. So I was like, what can I do, to not sleep? So there's, at the church bulletin, there's this place where you can write things down, notes. And so I took a pen and I took down and I started thinking that, okay, what are we doing here? Why exactly are we here? My church is gorgeous. They used millions of dollars to build it. It's stunning. So I looked around and I was like, this place is really beautiful. Then these women are really beautiful. Then these men, they're quite beautiful, but their beauty is more of in something you cannot see but you can like feel, which is money. So you can see them with their really agbadas and they just look so they always look like they will be any other place but there. So brings me to question, so why are you here? You look like you're just over the whole message. I look like I'm more interested in the sermon than you are, and I'm not even interested in it at all. So why are you here?
Absolutely.
But you're here because you have to do it and you have to play golf. So that's where the thing came about the old men. It's just something that, you know, they have to play golf, they have to go to church on Sunday, then they have to do Bible study. Then you see all these other women. I have this notion about Nigerian women. I think that I find women, to start with, I find women very, very beautiful. I think that women are more powerful than men. But there's this sad thing about Nigerian women, some Nigerian women, let me not generalize, is that you can just almost feel that they are making an extra effort to leave.
It's almost a sense of loss.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, so in as much as they're beautiful and they have like all of their jewelry and they have their gele, in my church you don't repeat gele, you don't repeat shoe, I think it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's incredible the lengths humans will go.
I think it's amazing because I remember I was very fascinated with it when I was growing up. I always used to look at the women and how they used to dress to church, and I'll be like, okay, church is for 8 a.m. So you have to have woken up at 5 or 6.
Yes.
To tie these girls like
Getting
30
ready,
minutes. To do this, you have to do it's so much effort. You spend more time preparing for church than
actually
in
church.
So I just thought it was interesting that a lot of people who were here were somewhere else. The women were probably in places where they felt happy. The men were, they were probably in places where they felt happy. They felt, you know, and you know how most people, I believe that most Nigerian people, oh my God, people are going to misquote me saying this, but some Nigerian people stay in marriages because they just have to.
Yeah, of
you
course.
know, it's a sad reality, but you just see them. I have this thing where, and when I see people, I try to read them. I try to understand why they are the way they are.
All the time.
So you have those people in my church, and then you also have the teenagers who, I mean, I would say I used to be them, but I wasn't them. From a very young age, I knew what I was going to do with myself, so I didn't.
Right.
I wasn't always. You just see them; they're frowning. You can tell that their parents made them calm. You understand? So I'm now thinking that, okay, this is me myself. These are the teenagers. These are the women. These are the men. This is all of us. We are in church. What are we doing in church? You know, what are we? Okay, we believe that there's something. There's someone. So after that, what happens, or what is happening as we are believing that? We're still horrible people. We're still mean people. We're still mock other people. So what? Nothing makes us. We are different, but nothing. We're different, but we're the same. We're the same in the sense that, in as much as we may believe that, you know, God is out there, and God is there,
but then in our daily lives, apart from this ceremony,
it's just a ceremony.
The same thing, right?
I am from the land of freedom, the land of the setting